Agent D. Cole,
Yes, reporting for duty.
check if there's any Zygons about.
Zygons?
Yes, Zygons. Zygons. Oh wait, no, don't bother about that. Doctor Who, Time and Space is on.
Welcome
To Doctor Who, Time and Space, episode 132.
This is our weekly podcast where we talk about the comings and go-whoings around the universe.
Yes. So, I'm Listening,
And I'm D. Cool.
and we're here for yet another week.
We are.
Our 132nd week
Yeah, that's right.
of podcasts. So,
Everybody's favourite father and son podcast. Possibly the only one, who knows?
about Doctor Who.
Probably about Doctor Who.
So
Maybe not.
yeah, we haven't discovered every single podcast out there, but
No.
you know,
So,
that's impossible.
so what do we have on this week's show, Father?
We will be reviewing the Zygon invasion. Son, what else do we have?
We'll also be looking at the Zygon inversion and looking forward for it.
We will be having some news and hues.
News and hues. and we will also be doing one of our little general conversational pieces where we'll be debating around monsters that have returned to New Who from Classic Who.
And sort of the best ones.
Yeah. So, without further ado, or without further ado, should we get on to the Zygon invasion?
And it's your roundup.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
You watched it a day later than me.
I know.
So-
It doesn't mean my memory's any better. Okay, so a brief synopsis from the Zygon invasion starts off with, I think, if I remember rightly, with Osgood running away.
No, it starts with that scene with the flashback.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It does, doesn't it? That's right. It has. We start. You're quite right. We start off with a flashback to the Day of the Doctor, which basically explains that what we saw towards the end of that particular 50th special, where we found out that actually the Zygons and the humans were effectively living in harmony. And it was the only way to sort of solve the dispute over the Earth. We then sort of get some footage of Osgood ×2 on a pre-recorded message talking about the Pact, and that there's like a special box, the Osgood box, which contains the secret, which can be
we'll
used.
see a bit more tonight.
I think so, which can be used if the pact between the two races was to fail. Because the thing is about the Zygons, for those that haven't seen them before, and what we should say is, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen the episode yet.
So go and watch it now. It's going to be on iPlayer till a few weeks.
So the thing about the Zygons, for those that don't know, is that they can actually transform into, they're sort of shapeshifters, basically.
And now they can electrocute.
Now they can electrocute too. Yes.
Or is that a good thing?
It's not only the Cybermen that can improve their skills over time. Just imagine how superpowered the Cybermen, for instance, are going to be by the time the 200th anniversary comes along.
We won't even be alive then.
We won't,
To
no.
review this on the podcast.
Well, unless we go in our time machine.
Unless we go on our time machine and do like episode 1,264.
But anyway, back to my roundup. I've gone off topic as always. We then cut to the scene with Osgood being chased. She's hiding under a real sort of tense sort of horror stroke Halloween atmosphere, which is coincided with the fact that it was broadcast on Halloween.
Yes.
Chase hiding under this desk, and this Zygon does the electrifying movie thing, basically takes her captive. We then find out that the pact has failed, that there's this what we believe to be a relatively small number of Zygons that are trying to take over the world. They're fed up with living in harmony. They're fed up with the fact that they can't reveal their true selves more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
And they're basically trying to basically just trying to take over.
Basically, it's the rogues group of Zygons that are mainly sort of trying to take over.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. So we're there then left with the unit, as unit trying to save the day. Clara, who we find out is actually, well, we have a scene everywhere where Clara sees this young child and goes to rescue.
So we already have gave you a spoiler alert. So remember to stop listening.
Yeah.
Or forward on to a later part of the podcast where we will be talking stuff like later stuff in the news, which probably isn't to do with last week's episode.
But it's quite a sort of pivotal moment of the plot, really, isn't it? Because there's a huge twist in the story. So basically, Clara's there helping out, being clever and knowledgeable. Basically the characters all then split off, don't they? So the Doctor goes in his plane, his presidential plane.
Kate Stewart goes to Truthful Consequences, which we later found out was a real place
in Mexico. Yeah. And Clara, I can't remember what Clara was doing.
Clara and Jack eventually go to the lifts.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I can't remember where they were heading to.
I don't know. I think she said, "Oh, I've just got to go somewhere."
Yeah, she had to pop back home, didn't she? And basically, when they went into the lifts, they found this underground.
It was all a trap.
Cavern full of Zygon stuff and Zygons, and it was all a big trap. I won't spoil any more than that. I don't think. No. Is that enough of a synopsis?
Okay, should I give my opinions?
Yeah.
So this story was brilliant, and the more I thought about it, the more I loved it. And I may even prefer it more than Under the Lake. One of the best this season, we saw the return of the Zygons in their own and proper story, which I thought is quite good to give them more space than they had previously in Day of the Doctor, when they were confined to like a few minutes, basically. Because of all the Daleks and all the multi-doctors and unit and everything, and the curator that you had in that story, which were there, that were more important than the Zygons.
Yeah.
So this story, we got a proper sequel to that. A proper sequel to Terror of the Zygons. The idea of it was good, and the way it expressed political issues was good.
There's definitely a lot of that, isn't it? Because there's a lot of commonalities between the whole Zygon break-off and obviously what's going on with ISIS at the moment.
So
even down to the whole sending of messages and stuff like that.
I mean, last week we reviewed Woman Who Lived, which gave us a story which made us think a little on the podcast about what it would be to be immortal. And this week it showed us some of the political issues in the world at the moment, like ISIS and everything. So, you know, it is quite good. It was an amazing cliffhanger. The twists were good in there, and a great Halloween night episode.
Yeah, I think there was a few moments in particular which really were very Halloween-like. There was lots of suspense in it. I know it'd been released.
You didn't watch it on Halloween?
I didn't know. I watched it the next day. But there was that opening, or the bit after the opening sequence where you've got Osgood hiding from the Zygon. I know that bit had been released anyway in advance,
Yeah.
but that had a lot of suspense about it,
It
didn't
did.
it? And similarly, when the Zygon is talking, I think he's talking through the iPad or something like that, and
Truth or consequence.
and does that, we want your world sort of thing. I can't remember exactly what it is it says.
Is that clip we saw?
Oh no, it might be. I know when it is.
No, it's when he's interrogated.
Yes, indeed it is, isn't it? All in all, very exciting story. Great to see the Zygons back, because we love the Zygons,
Yes.
don't we? It's great to see them back in a full story. Great to see the evil Clara.
Oh,
We'll come on to that, I guess, in a little bit more, but I thought that was a really great take.
twist.
Really good twist.
And Jenna Coleman's great as a bad guy.
Yeah, it's lovely to see Osgood back again. And there was that great comment that we saw in an interview with Stephen Moffat afterwards, where he was talking about.
Oh, do you want me to say?
Go on then, yeah.
He said that if you're cosplaying Osgood, then you're cosplaying a cosplayer.
Yeah, that's right. And I've never really thought of it like that before, but she is effectively a cosplayer, isn't she? She's there. She's sort of is symbolic of the fans, isn't she? Really.
Yes.
Some
people like that, but some people think it's fan service.
Yeah.
And people hate fan service, even though it's dedicated for fans.
Yeah. I think as long as I think there is sometimes I think perhaps Moffat does go a bit too OTT on some of the fan service stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a minor complaint. I like it actually most of the
I
time.
like most of it, and I mean,
I like the little references to stuff that's happening.
Like we've even had like really little things, like the trousers that Peter Capaldi wears and everything.
What's that?
The ones that William Hartnell wears.
Oh
as
right,
well.
yeah.
These, yeah.
Yeah. That's right, and the things that I really like these little touches. A few things. Can I just talk generally?
Yeah.
Yeah. A question. Okay, President Plane, really cool, great scene, leads to a great cliffhanger. But why didn't he just get in the TARDIS?
I know.
What is
Does
more
anyone
important?
else pick up that error?
What is more important?
Does anyone else pick up that error?
They haven't, do they? They don't, I don't think. But what is more important? Looking cool in the plane, and there is that great sequence when it shows him on these stairs.
Yeah. No, that was in the trailer though.
Was it? Was that only in the trailer?
That
did happen in the episode, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you sort of see the I mean when he's on the top of the stairs entering the plane, he does that sort of cheer, and I love that bit. But you do sort of question, was actually looking cool for a few moments more important than saving the world? Because he could have got there quicker if he just hopped in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Other general thoughts?
What, general?
Yeah.
Just a great story, really. Zygons I love, so they're one of my favourites.
What's your favourite bit in it?
That's the next question, yes. I think it's a hard question, really. There were some great scenes in it. I mean, we had that amazing cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah.
The scene at the beginning was good.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
It's been a season of flashbacks, isn't it? I mean, how many episodes have had flashbacks to previous stuff? I mean, if you think about it, you've had the beginning of this one with the Day of the Doctor. You had the
First
Pompeii
one.
clip. You had all the stuff with Genesis the Daleks in the first one. I'm sure that's not it as well. I think there's others as well. I just can't remember what they are. I said the Pompeii one as well.
Probably more to come.
Yeah. Do you like that or not?
Now it's the same criticism that I have with the guitar.
I was going to come on to the guitar next, actually.
Now I'm going to say, can I say my opinions on the guitar? Yeah. Okay, so with the guitar, I was getting bored of it. I'm getting bored of it now because it was good in the first couple of episodes. It was like, oh yeah, that's quite funny. And then it's in every episode now and it's getting boring and it's useless now. And I don't know, it annoys me now.
Yeah.
It was useless in this episode, but what we sang about a second ago, we were saying about
clips being overused.
Oh yeah, so and criticism. I like it. I don't want it to be too much used because of fan service and everything. So, you know.
Yeah, in terms
we keep
of the
going
guitar
on
thing,
to this complaint of fan service.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect example of when you've got big fans in key roles in the series. In this instance, both Moffat and Capaldi. There will always be an element of it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. My take on the guitar is, as you know, we were watching our review earlier on, weren't we? We were editing behind the sofa.
Yes.
Our review, the live review we did of Magician's Apprentice,
Yeah.
which is familiar, and put some pictures, etc., on onto that. And I was having a moan during that interview about the scene on the tank from that first story, and how I found it a little bit cringy, a little bit OTT. And I think that's a bit how I felt about the guitar bit in Zygon Invasion. I think it worked really well in I can't remember the names. I'm so rubbish with the names. The ghosty one.
Under the Lake Before the
Yeah.
Flood.
That bit, I think it was in the second part, wasn't it? It was before the flood, wasn't it? Where he did the guitar theme tune and stuff like that. It worked really effectively in that.
Good.
And I think it worked quite effectively in whichever one, or possibly both, of the Maisie Williams ones where he played a bit of guitar. But I think when he came with this one, when the phone was ringing and he comes walking in playing the guitar, I just found that bit a little bit annoying.
He didn't need it.
No.
He could just walked in.
Yeah.
Could have had his Sonic sunglasses on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I do like, however, is I do like the fact that each of the Doctors through time has had their own thing, and the guitar and being cool seems to have become Capaldi's.
He's the oldest but coolest Doctor.
Yeah, that's right.
It's weird.
I tell you what I did love as well.
What?
I loved the line about the Doctor about Clara having about 127 missed calls or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That was really funny. And you sort of thought, you'd assumed you'd phoned her quite a lot because it showed it for the time, didn't it?
Yeah.
You kept hearing the same Clara.
Clara, I may be on the tube. I'm probably on the tube or in space.
Yeah.
Which is kind of at risk of sharing the truth about space and everything.
Best way to hide it. Best way to hide it is to hint at it. Yeah. So,
what did you think of the Zygons returning as monsters?
I think they look really threatening.
Yes, they do.
They're creepy in a different way than the old ones. In the way the old original version of Zygons are creepy because they're actually for the old classic Doctor Who. The costumes and things are quite good, aren't they, for the Zygons?
Yeah.
But they still have that more plasticky look. And in the same way as the Ultrons always looked scarier in the old days, maybe the Zygons look slightly more scary. But actually, I think facially, the Zygons are really creepy now.
Yeah.
Don't like the lightning. I don't think the lightning's necessary. It looks a little bit like it's been added in so that it can look a little bit special effecty. And it didn't. I didn't really feel like the special effects looked even that good.
No.
So I don't think they need that power, but so be it. It's not going to ruin my.
They killed Osgood, Clara, and Jack with the electrocution.
Yeah. So I'm not too concerned by it.
Maybe Kate as well.
Yeah. But overall, I think they're brilliant. I love the Zygons. I love the idea behind the story. I thought it was very clever in terms of the political tones. I thought the whole idea of an invasion from within, i.e. an invasion through disguise, was really, really clever. And the whole idea of the Zygons living amongst us for that period of time is a really good one. Yeah. I think so generally, yeah, really, really good. Possibly, where does it rank in it? I think probably the only episode that's been better then this season so far is the second episode, sorry, which is familiar. Which
I think the first two
Mhm.
were better, but
Yeah.
you know, you've got the first one really low.
Yeah, but it's not that I don't like it, because I just think this series has been really, really strong.
It's just because the guitar solo.
It's just that cheesy bit in it lets it down, yeah, for me.
I get why. So we saw the return of Osgood, Kate, and we got to see Jack and Walsh, played by Rebecca Front.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Unit in this story? Because personally, can I give my take on Kate?
Go on then, yeah, you do that.
I think Kate needs a bit more of a personality.
Yeah.
Because
she hasn't got the Brigadier's aura.
No, because she feels like she isn't used as much as she should be, and she just doesn't have really any personality. She's quite a strong character, I suppose, but it's just her lack of personality annoys me. What do you make of Unit in the story?
I don't think Unit. If Unit are our only hope, I'd be concerned.
Yeah. Because we have Torchwood and everything.
Yeah, they don't seem that switched on, do they?
No. Definitely Magician's Apprentice when we saw them. God.
Yeah, they were all over the place there, weren't they? Luckily they had Clara. How clever clog's Clara there.
Luckily it wasn't Bonnie.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Or was it? I still think there might be a big twist somewhere tonight.
Yeah.
No,
what could happen is Missy could appear at the end. And that's why they've been hiding episode 9. Because Missy's going to be a major part in it.
Who knows? Who knows?
Or we're going to know who Missy's daughter is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bonnie's Missy's daughter!
I think, getting on to the Missy's daughter, I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but we were debating whether Maisie Williams was going to be Missy's daughter, weren't we, a few times? And obviously that's one of our many theories that's proved to be unfounded. I don't think we'll find out anything about Missy's daughter for a while, right? Not in this series. I think it's a Moffat teaser, and it's something he'll probably play around with at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Other thoughts on the Zygons, the Zygon invasion? It was probably the most constantly serious episode that we've had, other than perhaps which is familiar.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't too many laughs. I do like it, yeah. It's because I'm not really a funny person.
But we did have a few laughs, including the Doctor and Davros's chair.
Yes, there was. Yeah, they were the one, and then similarly with this one, you had the bit when he was on earlier on outside the plane. And
the question mark underpants.
Yes, indeed.
What did you think about his question mark underpants?
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. Do you think then, can I ask your opinion on something? The end of the episode, we had Clara attempting to blast the presidential plane out of the sky. We also, just before that scene, we saw the woman that Kate Stewart was talking to turn into a Zygon.
Norlander.
And presumably, we get the impression that Kate Stewart's been taken over by the Zygons, as is Clara.
Has she?
That's the question I was going to ask you. Do you think that Kate managed to outwit the Zygon, or do you think there's two Kates out there anyway, the normal one and the Zygon one?
No, I don't agree with she's the Zygon one. I think Emergency Awesome's theory is right. But I think there must be a Zygon and a human one out there, because in Day of the Doctor, and there was 2 Osgoods, so why can't there be 2 Kates?
Yeah. Going back to the Osgood one, which do you think was killed? Human Osgood or Zygon Osgood?
I think human Osgood's still alive.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll ever know.
I don't think we will either. I wasn't sure. Another thing, we've talked about what's the story arc in this one, and one of the ones we've questioned about is this whole hybrid.
I think so.
Thing. I'm not sure. Whilst Maisie, I can see the hybrid thing. I can
No,
see
she mentioned it. It's not that she might be. It's just she mentioned it.
She mentioned it, but also she, in effect, is a hybrid, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's in effect a human Maya hybrid.
No, I mean Osgood.
Osgood mentioned it. Sorry. Well, yeah. Sorry. The reason I come on to that is, well, I'll just carry on where I was going first. So you've got Ashildea. How do you pronounce it again? Is it Ashildea?
Ashildea.
Ashildea.
No, I've lost my pick. Ashildea. Ashildea. No, I can't do it.
So you had her with the human Maya hybrid thing. You had the Dalek Time Lord hybrid thing, and then there was Osgood talking about Zygon human hybrid.
Yeah.
Which sort of gave the impression, in a way, that she's both human and Zygon, or both of her were human and Zygon. But yeah. I still don't think that. I think that's only
thought.
They both. Neither of them know which one's which still.
Yeah, they don't.
Or if they do, if they've worked it out, which presumably they would work out, because sooner or later one of them would realise that they could transform out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really know either. But anyway, I do think one of them is a human and one's a Zygon. One of them's dead. We just don't know whether it's the human or the Zygon.
Well, if the Zygon one's not dead, then I guess the Zygon one is dead because Osgood wouldn't just would just transform otherwise. So. But
it might be because I guess I was going down that line myself, but then I started remembering back to the Day of the Doctor. And they basically got it so they couldn't remember which one was which.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
So in effect, if Zygon Osgood believes that she's a human, even though she's a Zygon, she wouldn't be able to transform because she would think she was a human.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from.
So should we give our roundup on the story?
Yeah.
Okay. What we do at the end is first we give an overall roundup, then we give our score at the end. So I give my roundup, I score it, you give your roundup, then you score it after you've done the roundup.
Okay.
So it was a thrilling urban action-packed thriller. A thrilling urban action-packed thriller with Zygons, who are one of my favourite monsters. Some great characters, including Osgood and Bonnie, and it just shocked and surprised viewers, and a very chilling storyline for Halloween with some great scenes and a couple of laughs. I'm going to give it a 9.4 out of 10.
Okay, what he said.
You always do that. Okay, you give the story roundup.
Okay, I'll give a very brief roundup. Okay, very fitting episode for Halloween. Great in terms of suspense, superb in terms of twist, good acting from all concerned, seriously frightening monster with the return of the Zygons, leaves you really wondering for the whole 7 days what's going to happen next, and also leaves you wondering, will this season of Who at any point drop below the high level of standard of episodes that we've seen, because it has been a really, really good,
maybe the best so far,
possibly certainly the best New Who series, I would suggest.
Yes.
Which may be a little bit biased because I think we said the same thing about Series 8.
Yeah.
But that's largely because of Capaldi, I think.
We wouldn't have said season 7 was the best when it was on properly. We said season 3 then.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think Capaldi's brought so much to New Who because he's like the gatekeeper between new and old.
Yeah. Because
there's so much of his ways have him back to classic Who, but he's still very new. I'm going to give this particular episode a 9.4.
Same as me then. We've got 9.4, so we agree.
Yeah.
High 9.4 or low 9.4?
9.44.
Yeah, probably.
4. Recurring.
Yes. So, should we move on to our Zygon inversion?
Zygon inversion.
So, we always do previews as well as reviews.
Yep.
And tonight we get the second part of that thrilling story that we got last week.
Can I ask you something about it?
Yes.
So far, we've certainly the first 2 stories were 2-parters. You could argue that the 2 Maisie Williams ones were 2-parters, whether that's true or not. I think they were like 2 separate stories, but obviously fairly well attached. But although they were 2-parters, the first part and the second part of each were very, very different in terms of the tone and style of the episode.
Yes.
Do you think the Zygon invasion and the Zygon inversion are going to be more typical 2-part form of more of the same?
Typical 2-part story.
Yeah.
That's a good picture, isn't it?
Mm.
I think we've already had that picture, but shape-shifting Zygons are everywhere in the UK, and there's no way of knowing who to trust. With unit neutralised, only the Doctor stands in their way. But how do you stop a war? And what can the Doctor do to save his friends? So it airs tonight at 8 p.m. to 8:50 p.m. So judging by promo images, the synopsis, and the 2 clips and the trailers that we've seen in production week, as well as all the other additional things that we've added up to try and solve this. What do you think it's going to be like?
I think I think it's going to be more of the same. Maybe it won't be quite so Halloweeny insofar as the suspense bit, Zygons creeping up and stuff. But I think the general pace and everything like that will probably continue.
I'm looking forward to seeing more Evil Clara.
Yes, we are.
We've seen the BBC trailer, which you should really watch the BBC trailer if you haven't watched it yet, because it's quite good. You can find it at Doctor TV.
So is the
or in the show notes.
Is the whole of the UK? Because it ended up by the Zygon basically saying that they've won the UK, and now they're going to take over the rest of Europe.
They said unit neutralised in Mexico, in Truth or Consequences, or Mexico, or whatever, and then said K, and then Clara said unit neutralised in London, in England.
Because I was trying to work out, does that mean that they've taken over everybody in the UK, or just a proportion of it?
I don't know.
Because does that mean that we're actually Zygons here now, doing this? It could be.
We might have been mind wiped.
We might have been, yeah. So we apologise if this week's episode is a bit more Zygon-y than normal. I'm really looking forward. I also want to. What was the name? What was the name? Zygon invasion, Zygon inversion. What's very faint difference? What does it mean?
TZI and TZI. So you haven't heard the hints and teasers yet?
I've not, no.
Last week, so I can't solve this. It said the Doctor's name is mentioned twice.
No, I can't remember.
So hints and teasers, we always read these to give our opinions. Opening line, Clara, and I'm guessing that's the first clip we saw, but what? I don't really like it that they're releasing clips of the very opening bit. I don't like that.
Do you know, I don't disagree with you, but I think there's times when it's been quite effective. I think Mummy and the Orient Express was really effective in the last series. And I thought last week's, although it wasn't the very, very beginning bit, they released that clip with Osgood running from the Zygon. I thought was quite a good, this is a Halloween episode, watch it. Sort of advert.
So, scared of toothpaste? You will be. Last week it was scared of lifts. You
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be.
Damn it, I'm scared of toothpaste already. Don't make my phobia of toothpaste any worse, please. No.
Sonic Specs, isn't that a bit pointless? Osgood's name begins with a P. The Doctor's first name begins with B.
What? Osgood? Doctor Who?
Doctor Who. I'm old enough to be your messiah. Billy is hiding something. A bullet between the eyes, 12 times if necessary.
Sorry, who's hiding something?
Billy.
Who's Billy?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's going viral. The one thing you and I can never do is lie to each other. Kamar Aureus. I've been looking forward to hearing you scream.
What can that be?
Bonnie and Clara?
Bonnie and Clara.
Because one of the clips we saw was them.
Which to kiss and which to kill?
What one would you kiss and kill? I kiss and kill one of them. So I kiss and kill, but I both kiss and kill the Zygon Clara.
Yeah. There's something very kissable about her.
She's very kissable.
But she's a bit evil, so you would want to kill her.
So Bonnie has a nervous twitch, or maybe not. I don't think I've ever seen you smile before. The Doctor or American game show host. I will slaughter you in that pod. An old companion gets referenced again, this time by name. It's time you asked the most important question. Daddy would be proud. If possible, duplicate him and then kill him. Red or blue? You don't know whose children are going to scream and burn. TARDIS doesn't actually stand for what you think it does. I fought in a bigger war than you will ever know.
Not too many you can guess at there, is there? Well, not too many I can guess at.
No.
Intriguing.
It's intriguing still, but...
Yeah.
So, what do you think by next week you'll be rating? Where do you think you'll be rating this episode? Oh, should we tell everyone what our order is so far?
Yeah, what I did want to say before we did that, it's quite rare for the second parts of stories to be as strong as the first part of the story. So yeah. I'm going in. I'm really looking forward to this episode. I'm not anticipating that it can be as good as part one.
No, like we were with before.
Because you've got all of the sort of shock and everything like that in there. And I think it'll be good. It'll be a good solid second part.
Yeah, I think it will be better than Before the Flood and the first and Under the Lake as two parts of that.
Yeah.
You know.
But we shall see.
Yeah, so should I give my order so far?
Yeah, yeah.
So my bottom.
Oh, your bottom. Oh.
My bottom with a 7. A high 7, low 8 is Girl Who Died. Low 8 at 6 is the Before the Flood.
Yeah.
5th is The Woman Who Lived with a high 8. A low 9 at number 4 with Under the Lake. A middle-ish 9.4, as I said earlier, for the Zygon invasion. And a high 9 for the top 2, Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar.
Okay, so I won't do the scoring element. I haven't worked that out, and I can't remember what I said at the time. But my least favourite episode is probably Before the Flood.
Yeah.
Then, and I know you give me daggers whenever I say this, but second from bottom is
daggers.
Is Magician's Apprentice.
Daggers.
Then it would be The Girl Who Died. Then it would be The Woman Who Lived. Then it would be Under the Lake.
Yeah.
Then Zygon Invasion, and which is familiar, was my favourite one.
Yes.
So there we are. God crumbs, I actually remembered them all. That's unbelievable. It's the first time that's ever happened. So, is that enough of our discussion for it? Looking forward to it, aren't we? We're watching it together again, aren't we?
Yeah,
this week?
the second one this season.
Yeah. So we've got the popcorn ready.
For the final. The first one.
Yeah.
The last one before the final.
We're not far away from the final, really. I mean, how many stories were left after this one today?
This is the 8th one.
So how many does that give us left?
That gives us Sleep No More, Face the Raven, and the finale 2.
Crumbs, it's gone so quick, isn't it? So quick.
So quick.
So, in that case, what
news?
Yeah, over to the news.
So let's give ratings roundup.
Okay.
Every week, the top bit of news really is the ratings roundup, and it's sort of quite exciting to tell you all of the ratings. And judging by it was Halloween, it was quite reasonably good for Halloween, with 3.87 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still down from before, but it's better than Witches Familiar and Under the Lake. And the hour was 82, which looked like people really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's noticeable looking at that The Woman Who Lived, which I think is a bit of a Marmite episode, has probably got the lowest.
Yeah, but the audience appreciation index are never right.
No. But I think that is one where your average Joe may have struggled with it a little bit because it was very talky. I loved it, but I love talking. So, what we don't know yet is so we've only got the overnight figure, haven't we? Have we got the
final figure for Woman Who Lived was 6.11.
Okay.
Which I think you said 6.1. So
yeah. So what's the highest overall so far?
Final.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Overnight. Yeah. Final. Yeah.
Girl died with 6.56.
Okay.
Which is a bit surprising, as the first one is less popular.
I think it was the rugby on for the first one though. Something clashed with it, didn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. Wasn't it an England game?
Yeah, it might have been.
So I think it's always going to struggle. I'll be intrigued to see what happens once we get the iPlayer figures built in.
Yeah.
I do think.
I don't know when they're built in.
No, but I think that's when you start getting a really realistic impression of it.
Yes.
Do we have any other news this week? Do we have much news this week, or was it?
We do have a bit.
Quiet news week. Normally, it starts getting a bit quieter, doesn't it, once the series is on?
So we've got official synopsis for Face the Raven.
Mm.
So the Doctor and Clara, with their old friend Rixie, find themselves in a magical alien world, hidden on a street in the heart of London. Sheltered within are some of the most fearsome creatures of the universe, and Ashildr.
Mm.
Ashildr, I mean. With a death sentence hanging over their heads, not all of the intruders were better to lie.
Now that's intriguing, isn't it?
So Maisie Williams and Jovian Wade guest star in this one.
Yeah. We weren't sure whether Maisie was going to come back into it or not, were we? And it sounds like she is. Do you think is this going to be Clara's last episode, do you think?
I can't really say.
So you've heard more. I just think this whole thing, when they ask this question, only one person will get out, or one person won't get out alive, or something like that.
Yeah.
I still don't think Clara. I think Clara will probably die, but I don't think she's going to die.
No.
We know that Moffat said that there's no way she'll come back.
There's a bit of news on that later.
Okay.
We'll read, so.
But I think it could possibly be more of an Amy type death. Something will happen which will just mean that she can never travel with the Doctor again.
Yeah.
And I think that probably has to happen because after everything they've gone through, I don't believe she would stop. She's not going to be like what's her name, Peter Davidson's companion Tegan, that suddenly decides she doesn't want to travel anymore. She wants to enough of it. Because the difference is Tegan was whinging all the time anyway, whereas Clara loves it.
Yeah.
The only way Clara is going to stop eventually is if something physically stops her from doing it.
Yes. So we've got the latest guest star in the background, Fatty Garguy, which I assume is Simon Parsley Gay. Sorry, Simon Paisley Day.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's
All
just he's a jokey guy. I just made them.
So,
It's in the
anything else to say
background.
about that episode?
Not
Faith
really.
Reagan.
Just an episode.
What we're looking forward to tonight, isn't
Catchy.
it? We might get the trailer on the next time for next week's episode, which is called
Sleep No More.
which we don't know anything about, really, do we?
Not really.
Yeah.
So, there was a big mirror rumour about season 10 may be halved. So the report was saying Doctor Who will return with half the usual episodes next year when its star Peter Capaldi is granted leave. The BBC pushed for more than the regular 12 instalments, but the Time Lord actor wants to do other projects too. He told bosses working harder was not on for both himself and the exhausted crew. If you did the series all year, there'd be casualties, and one would be its quality, he said. There's a point where you can't drive people any harder. So it says about doing a film and by directing a few episodes of Veep.
I wanted to read this bit here. Can you?
Yeah, Capaldi 57 is to direct a film loosely based on his time in Glasgow punk band The Dream Boys and 2 episodes of the US TV series Veep. Peter was lead singer and guitarist in The Dream Boys, which also counted Late Late Show host Craig Ferguson among its members, while a student at Glasgow School of Art in the early 80s.
I'm dying to try and find some footage of them, whether or not there's any footage of them playing live.
Yeah.
If there's our challenge, we have to try and find that.
So next year's reduced run for Doctor Who will be supplemented by a Christmas special, but Capaldi has admitted playing the Doctor takes up so much time, it doesn't leave much room for other things. Show boss Stephen Moffat stressed that Capaldi is not quitting the star role, saying Peter is going nowhere.
Okay.
So Peter Capaldi has responded to the rumours, stating, "That's not what I've been told. That's not what I'm contracted for." See the video extract in the show notes. So Stephen Moffat also told the Radio Times that they are making a full series, although he did not state if all the episodes will air in 2016 or when. "We're making a full series. I can confirm that. I'm making a full series of 12 episodes plus a Christmas special. I don't know when it goes out. That's up to someone else. And even if I did know, which I generally don't, I won't be allowed to say, as I have absolutely no say in it whatsoever. But it's not being reduced in size. We're not making fewer episodes. That's all completely bunk. I can confirm that absolutely."
Hooray!
Yay.
So, for fear of being, well, we don't want to be like the Daily Mirror, but I'm glad I love it when the Mirror's proved to be talking a load of bosh, though, because it is a absolutely.
Someone commented in the comments, the Mirror have quite a good reputation for, and they were actually being serious, that they have a good reputation for comments about Doctor Who.
Yeah. They
weren't actually joking.
I do actually. I just think I think the Mirror, like, it's just an awful paper, as is the Sun, both of them, despicable. But it wouldn't surprise me if it is split over the year, that maybe you'll get it in 2 halves, like what we had in series. Was it series 7? Split
Season 6.
Season 6.
When it was all over the year? When there were 2 in the year?
When you had 2 in the year, yeah. 6 and 7 were like that, weren't they?
Yeah, they were both split, but season 7 was over 2 years.
Oh, right, okay. I wouldn't surprise me if it was like that, and we had 1, and then we had the Christmas special, and then it carried on with the second half of the series later. Yeah.
So Peter Capaldi has had happy news for Clara, promising a very sad exit for the character over a number of weeks, but he also possibly hinted it may be something more clever than the speculated death. He said on Radio 1, I found it really sad to say goodbye to her. I don't want to go into what happens because it's very clever and what happens in it, but it's very sad. It's really sad. So get lots of hankies ready. It's sad over a number of weeks. And he also was asked about filming the next season, and he would not be drawn on an exact date. I think next year at some point.
I think it's obviously going to be later, isn't it? Because I think if it was going to be coming out at the same time as this year, they would already have a filming schedule probably. Because I mean, it usually kicks off about January, doesn't it? Film.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be later.
Or they're just being very shady on it.
It could be that. Could be that.
Maybe it's on really early and they've already started filming it.
Hooray! So, any more news?
So Moffat says Clara will never return, and Capaldi going nowhere. So Stephen Moffat has... No, don't do that. Stephen Moffat has said that following Jenna Coleman's final episode, Clara will be gone forever. Speaking at the Luca Comics and Games panel, Moffat said, literally, I have nothing in mind for Clara. She's vanished from me, from the fictional universe forever. But I think that what she's going to do by the end of the series will shock. What she's going to do by the end of the series will shock, horrify, and surprise you in roughly that order. However, in brighter news, he told Variety that Peter Capaldi is going nowhere when quizzed about Series 9, although still no confirmation about the format. He also reaffirmed his comments from earlier in the year, stating that Doctor Who will last at least 5 more years. It is definitely going to last 5 more years. I've seen the business plan. It's not going anywhere. And I think we can go past that. It's television's own legend. It will just keep going.
So I'm sorry, folks, you're going to have to put up with us for another 5 years, at least.
At least. So we'll be here for till at least episode 200, 300, maybe 500. I don't know. How many episodes do you think we'll do?
Oh, at least 1 million.
Yeah. If we're alive till then. Wait, that'll probably be impossible unless you're Ash will dare.
Well, that's true.
So,
any more news, or do we move on?
Okay, we've got one more piece of news. So, Patrick Ness on Capaldi class appearance.
Oh, right.
So, Patrick Ness has responded to rumours that the 12th Doctor could appear in the Doctor Who spin-off class. I can neither yet confirm nor deny, the show's lead writer told the Radio Times, but I'm a big Peter Capaldi fan. Let's put it in that way. It's funny. I'm not going to answer that question. Speaking about the cast, the main character is someone brand new. There's lots and lots and lots of brand new, because that's what I want to see. I want to see somebody come up with something new. On how far along the show is in the writing process, he says, the way I write books is I know the last line of the book, and I already know the last line in the first season of Class. And I know there are things on the way that I've already written, or I can't wait to write. So I've got all the episodes plotted out. I've got many, many things written, and it's really exciting. I wish I could tell you details, but it's too early for details.
I'm quite intrigued by Class. And let's say if it is Class, and not arse.
Excuse Sam, be cool.
So, is that all? That's all the news?
That's all the news for
So does that bring us on to our main item?
Should I turn this off?
Yep. Turn that off. Not the podcast. That wasn't.
No.
Don't turn the podcast off.
What did you say? Main item?
No, it's not our main item.
Our review was our main item.
Our little bit tagged on the end. Our discussion tagged on the end.
discussion tagged on the end to fill up the last 5 minutes.
Do you want to introduce it?
Yes. So we were thinking tonight, brand new episode, brand new, and we were thinking, well, what we could do is we could do because of the Zygons, we could do Doctor Who monsters best Doctor Who monsters who have been in Classic Who and return in New Who. So obviously we have the Zygons, but can I pose my other favourite?
Yeah.
New Who villain.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say Ice Warriors.
Yeah, it's good to see the Ice Warrior. Well, Ice Warrior back, wasn't it? 'Cause we only saw.
One.
What's his name again?
Skaldak.
Skaldak. Yeah.
Do you think Ice Warriors will be in Sleep No More?
There was a rumour about them coming back, wasn't there?
Because I think Mark Gatiss said that he was going to write a story set on Mars about, and the cast listings is really weird. There's like people called Deep Ando and 474.
Is Capaldi in the cast?
Yes.
He is.
Coleman as well.
Right, okay.
They're at the top, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be main parts in it.
Would you be annoyed if there was an episode of Doctor Who in the current series that didn't have the Doctor in it at all?
Probably. Because, well, maybe not actually, because there's that episode when it's just the Doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't do an episode without the Doctor, apart from Day the Dark Magic Strikes, which is my story.
It'd be an interesting take on it, though, wouldn't it? Because we know this happened, doesn't it, before in terms of like Dalek one all these years ago. You mentioned Black and White one, and also there was one episode, wasn't there, that we were watching of the Web of Fear?
Yes.
Where the Doctor wasn't in that, I don't think at all.
No.
But it's quite rare, wasn't it? But you still had all the companions in it, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
If we sort of get back onto the main topic then about classic monsters that have returned, who have we had? Let's just sense check that.
The Great Intelligence, the Sontarans, the Silurians, the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Master,
the Macra.
The Macra. There's probably loads of them over there.
Yeah.
Of course, of history. But let's think. Any from 5th Doctor or 6th Doctor? 7th Doctor?
Do you know, I think you've probably hit the main ones there. I can't think of any others.
No.
Are there any that have been a disappointment for you?
Well, I mean, the design of the Silurians annoys me because they don't look anything like they did in Doctor and the Silurians and Warriors of the Deep. Because I like the way how they used to have their third eye and everything.
Yeah, having said that, I've not watched the one with the Silurians in. The only Silurians I've really seen in New Who has been Madam Vastra. Is it just that the women look different than the men? Do you have male Silurians in?
Yes.
You do right. Okay.
They look a bit similar, just with spikier heads.
Okay. So.
And they look like
How
Mars.
did this happen? How did they change their looks?
I don't know. They changed it so much. I mean, I don't know. It's in the future, but still, a whole race, like the humans, didn't change their look too much.
No,
I mean they used to be brutal and savage and everything, and look a bit more, But
Cybermen, you can understand, can't you? Although we both like the older Cybermen best, you can understand that on the basis that they are constantly upgrading, they probably would look different.
Yes.
Because they'd be constantly upgrading their selves. Silurians, it's just harder to sell on that basis.
And Sontarans as well, their design, they look all right, but actually their costumes and armour and everything isn't too appeasing.
Yeah, they've made them more traditional army type
look,
haven't they?
But I preferred them with their sort of old look.
And the main sort of problem I have with the Sontarans is that now I can't take them seriously as a enemy threat.
No.
However much I like Strax, and I do like Strax.
He is a good character, but at the same time, he sort of ruined the Sontarans.
Yeah, he sort of has in a way. I don't think I don't think I really want to see necessarily another Sontaran episode.
No.
Because I can't imagine them as baddies now. Although, actually, having said that, I would like to see a Sontaran Luton thing. That'd be quite cool.
That'd be great.
Um,
Watch Emma May for a brand new Sontaran story soon.
it will be, won't there? Is that the next one to come out?
Well, apart from the Christmas.
Apart from the Christmas one, yeah. So, what I did think.
See the trailer now for the Christmas one.
Yeah. I thought the mackerel worked quite well. I know Gridlock's not a superb episode, is it? But no. I thought the mackerel worked well.
Yes.
Who else have we missed out from there? Zygon's really effective.
Yeah.
I'm glad they kept the Zygons looking the same.
Zygons and Ice Warriors are the two best modern redesigns and concepts. But I mean, talking about monsters we want to return, there's a few like the Rani and what was Sea Devils and everything that we want to see return. You want to see the return of the Centaurites, even though you haven't seen the Centaurites.
I just thought they looked cool, but I don't think we'll get that because I think the Ute are probably the modern day equivalent, aren't they? The other ones, of course, I want to see is the return of the androgens. But it ain't gonna happen, is it?
No.
Oh, if I was going to make a series of Class, it'd be called Class of the Androgens.
Fan service.
Yeah, but that'd be good, wouldn't it? They all turn up to.
We said earlier about Peter Capaldi and Stephen Moffat being huge fans of the show and everything. So
your eyebrows are even bigger than mine. Yeah. Anything else to say on this topic?
I don't think so.
It's been a nice discussion, isn't it? What would you most like to see then? Would it, of all the classic ones to return, would it be the Sea Devils?
Sea Devils.
I think probably, looking at it seriously, I think I'm probably with you on that. And we thought it was going to happen, didn't we? When we saw the first pictures of.
Oh yeah.
We thought possibly that was a new version of Sea Devil. Do you think? Okay,
the mirror is right on the Fisher King. The rumour.
Was it? What was the rumour?
About the Fisher King.
Oh right, what did it say then?
It said what the Fisher King was going to be.
Oh right, okay.
Like before the episode.
Do you think that if they bring back something from Classic Who, do you think there's ever a chance that they will redesign them again in the same way they did with Silurians, or do you think from that in future they would just modernise them?
I don't know. I prefer if they modernise them, but it's sort of their decision, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay.
So, should we end that podcast there?
Yeah. What have we got next week, Shay?
On next week's Sun, we have the review of the Zygon inversion.
We also have Doctor Who, New Who's, and The Who's.
We will have our preview of Sleep No More, but with all our opinions and production week and everything. And
we'll also have a general chit chat around some item which we've not yet decided about, like we just did. Later this evening, probably going to have some tea shortly, and then after that we're going to record another Behind Sofa.
And there's probably one which has just been published.
There is, yeah.
Which is a edited version of Behind the Sofa on both my channel and Decool's channel, which you should check out, Mark Frick Super Geek. So subscribe to both of them now, because if you haven't, you're insane. And remember, Doctor Who's on at 8 o'clock. That's quite a lot to remember. So goodbye.